I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I will achieve. And got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Oh.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. What's going on? It's Super Dave back at it again with the PA Political Revolution podcast. We're here to give you another great show today, right? And over here at the Revolution Podcast, we like to tell citizens that, hey, you have to have a revolutionary mindset, right? To go ahead and deal with these crooks over in politics, you have to have a revolutionary mindset to go in and deal with the problems, right? Because you have to go in and fix the problems and understand that, hey, politics is warfare by other means. So understandably, when we go and deal with these politicians, you have to have the right mindset, and you have to have the political understanding that, hey, this is warfare. You know, these are not your friends. These are strictly people that's out for their best interests and also not looking out for the people, right? And so this episode is something similar, right? We have an animal dispute, right? We have like an issue with, stray dogs in the area, in the city, and we have a citizen that's kind of come over here and complaining about it. And, one member of the council thinks it's just a waste of time. But we're going to go ahead and get into the debacle that is the Port Arthur politics.
Now, second speaker, which is Mr. Ivan Mitchell, regarding unleashed dogs, proactive versus reactive, part 2.
You can hear me, right? All right. So good evening. I last came here on August the 31st of 2021 to discuss the same issue. I didn't want to come then, but I was frustrated by the issue of these unleashed dogs in the city. I had been attacked. Around that time, I had reached out to animal control, just a lot of things going on. Based on my presentation, I thought something was going to happen in terms of just some type of action. It's been about 10 months, and the situation has gotten, in my opinion, worse. I'm going to give you a recent incident. And I was going to do a presentation, but I think that's just a waste of time. It's going to be the same stuff as last time regarding how unsafe it is. But a recent incident where I now bike a lot around the city. I'm biking with a friend of mine, and suddenly 2 dogs come out, and they come straight at us. So I'm trying to defend us, and suddenly, between the dogs coming at us, I flipped over, landed on my side, busted my knee, and my elbow's busted. I'm in the middle of the road because of 2 dogs. Unleashed dogs. Animal control did respond, though, so I'll give them credit. It came out instantly. They handled the situation with the owner. So I'll give them credit for that. But it shouldn't even get to that, because this happens almost every time I ride my bike. That very same day, about 15 minutes later, I had to bike back to my place, of course. Within 15 minutes, I'm on Thomas in San Antonio. 2 more dogs come at us. This time I was ready, so I jump off the bike, I pull out. I now carry a police baton on me now to protect myself. I mean, it's ridiculous. I pulled out my ass, the dogs saw me, and they backed up, and then one of the neighbors came out and ran off the dogs because they saw what was going on. I called animal control. They did come out then. They actually shot the dog, which is good, I think, and then they handled the situation. But I guess my point is, what is being done to force people to lock up their dogs. These people just don't care. They flat out do not care. There's no repercussions for them. They flat out don't care. I just did a big bike ride on Sunday. During this bike ride, 3 dog incidents. I have photos, I have videos, so nobody can come and say to me, you just make stuff up. I have videos and photos of these constant, every time I either bike or go running within the city. Nothing is being done. The only thing being done is we're being reactive. And by reactive is when I call animal control, they do respond. They come out. If they can find the dog or they can handle the situation, they'll handle it. But, I mean, if this were an issue where we had, let's say, young kids going around and, let's say, throwing stuff at people's cars, we wouldn't sit around and waiting for them to throw stuff at people's cars. We'd have officers out there looking for these kids to stop it. Why do we not have people out here looking for these dogs? These dogs out here in the street, and nobody can tell me they aren't. I'm just flabbergasted. Why is nothing being done to resolve these issues with unleashed dogs? Just a week ago, I'm biking again. I'm with my friend. This time, she got flipped off the bike. She busted her knee open because of dogs. And it was actually, this house was the same house 10 times. I have a document. I reported this house 10 times, and I wasn't ready for this house. Got stopped at 10 times. The dog was gone. Somehow the dog was back. 10th time, the dog came at us on the bike. She's scared to death, so she's trying to take off, flips her bike, lands on the ground. I'm off my bike trying to defend her.
God damn, 10 times? Yeah. Something should have been done about that 10 times, but let's go ahead on and see what he continues to say.
While I'm calling the police showed up. He had to pull out his weapon. Now I'm going to shoot the dog. I mean, I've lived out of the country. I've traveled the world. I've lived overseas. I've never had a dog issue until I moved to Port Arthur. So I guess my question is, instead of being reactive, why are we not being proactive in going after these dogs, these people who refuse to put a leash on their dog or refuse to put their dog behind the fence? So just basically keep it from attacking people. And it's not just me being attacked. I've had people talk to me saying they've also experienced the same issues within their neighborhood, within their street. So, I mean, I'm going to just keep coming here because, I mean, I've been attacked. I don't want to continue getting attacked, but I will come here. And I'm to the point now, I'm about to call Angel San Juan, tell him, hey, let's go on the bike ride together. And once Angel San Juan gets flipped, let's see how the story then goes, because he's going to put something in the news. I mean, I don't want to embarrass the city, but this has to stop. I should be able to walk out my door and enjoy my evening and not.
Now, I like how you said, get Angel San Juan, right? Now, this right here is one reason why I kind of try to take, exposing things, somewhat serious, because you have citizens out there that are pleading with the council, right? They're looking for a resolution. They're looking for something to be done about their problems, right? And hell, and the council's not going to do it. He's going to go over there to Angel San Juan, right? And hopefully this, it's a story Angel San Juan can get to and get on time and kind of, put it out there, right? So, and then to a lot lesser degree, it's something kind of what I do. I kind of, expose a lot of things that's going on with the city and the council, particularly with politics. And these are things that, citizens look to when they can't go to their council for help. They look for some type of outside, media source. And that's what I try to provide, right? I try to provide on the small scale, try to provide an outlet where, I can kind of get the communication out. We can kind of expose some things. And, a lot of people don't like being embarrassed, right? That's one thing I kind of notice in politics. Politicians do not like to be embarrassed. They do not like to try to be made of a fool. So that's one thing, why I try to, do what I do, right? Because of people like him and that comes to council, hey, I'm going to tell somebody, so we always want to, remember, it's government. You always need to have a control of government, right? The people. Because if the people don't have control of government, somebody will. A political action committee, one of these doggone crooked attorneys, former senators, they're going to try to control the politics in the area. And it's always important that the people, right? The people control the politics of his city. Let's go ahead and continue.
Be frightened to death and carry a weapon on me because of pit bulls and every other dog possible, they just want to attack you. So I guess I'm just looking for some type of response. I don't know if you guys can answer of what's going on. Why is nothing being done? It's been 10 months, and I've seen 0 things occur in terms of an improvement with these unleashed dogs in the city of Port Arthur.
Okay, Councilman Jones?
Yeah, just one question, Ivan. Are you serious about calling Angel San Juan to our city? Or that a serious statement you made?
Am I serious about calling him?
Angel San Juan to the city? Yes.
Are you asking me, will I?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to, but if I keep getting attacked, I feel like the only way to get it resolved is get the Action News people, and maybe by getting Action News here, perhaps the situation will be taken seriously. Because from my standpoint, Councilman, I've been up here, I've called animal control, I've complained, and I feel like it's going to deaf ears. So I guess to answer your
Now, right, regardless of now with everything he said, right, with everything this young man said, instead of paying attention to the problems that this young man said, the first thing out of Cal Jones' mouth was that, is that a serious statement? Are you going to call Angel San Juan? Now that's crazy, right? This shows you the disrespect of the council, right? The selfishness of the council, that instead of worrying about your problem, they're worrying about what in the hell you're going to do to do against them. So it's all about selfishness on their part. Man, it's crazy.
question, yes. At some point, I feel like I just need to call the Action News to get assistance, which I don't want to do that. I live here. I don't want to embarrass the city.
I don't want Angel San Juan making money off our city.
I agree with you completely.
Damn, and he said he don't want Angel San Juan to make money off of his city. That's crazy. Now, that's crazy. I wonder if Angel give him a call, if he'll say the same thing to Angel in his face. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
I agree with you 100%. I think people talk enough negative things about this city, but I need this to be resolved. I need to see something, because I cannot walk or run or ride my bike without being assaulted by dogs.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't want to do that, but ultimately, if I keep getting attacked, I will. To answer your question.
I mean, the guy has a genuine complaint. Hey, is there something that we can do about the dogs, right? So we'll see what they say.
Question, yes.
Okay, Councilman Kinlaw.
Thank you, Mayor. City Manager, I don't know if someone can actually, from the department, actually talk about leash laws. I don't know, Attorney, if we could talk about that at this point. So what is actually law when we talk about leashing dogs, have them running loose? I just want to make sure before I make this comment that I have to say. So we have something like that already in place, because I do remember your presentation last year, and it was a detailed presentation about you were running at that particular time, I think. And just, for our reference as a city, as a cohort council, can you chime in and give us some more directive on the law?
Yes, we have and then animal control is also here, but we have laws on both state and local levels about dogs. It's called dogs running at large, and it is an offense if a dog is running at large, which is a dog without a leash, and there is a fine and a penalty for that. So it is an offense. Your dog is always supposed to be on a leash and controlled. So if a dog is running, out of its yard, then that is an offense.
Okay.
Under state and local law.
Okay, Manager, is anybody you would like to have come up and speak? We don't want this to get out of control. I think that, this is, our plans in getting another building in place so we can accommodate the mass fluctuation of dogs. So if you would like to have one of your management team supervisor from
let me ask
control.
Anthony to come. And
thank you, Manager.
Just for the edification of the public and the council, as Ivan indicated. Anthony, come forward, please. Yes, as for the Animal Control Department have been very cooperative in addressing some of the concerns of Ivan on more than one occasion. We seem to be having the very same problem with the same resident on Ivan's very same route as he continues to ride his bike.
Okay, I'm Anthony Mitchell. I supervise the department. And just like Mr. Mitchell said, every time he's called, we've come out. And we will always respond. And we do this every day. Now, to be proactive or reactive, I can't follow Mr. Mitchell as he bike or run all day. These people work all day. All my guys here work all day. We've housed over 200 animals last month. 200 animals last month. If you come to the animal shelter now, we're standing room only. So to say we're not proactive, we get calls, we respond. Now, the incident he's talking about 10 months ago, I didn't even know these people still had this up. We don't know those things till they happen. And when we go out, we enforce the ordinance. I picked up that dog, and that dog's been euthanized. But it's really with everything we do in the department that these guys run the streets every day, and we don't even get recognition for a lot of stuff we do. But for somebody to come up here and gripe, and I have to follow him as he jog or ride his bike, I'm not going to do that. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the guy was kind of like not, wanting him to kind of like run. But one thing the council should have did right here, right? The council should have separated these two gentlemen. They're up in the, right by each other. Mr. Anthony Mitchell's pissed off. The gentleman complaining he's pissed off. So they should have had at least one of them sit down, one of them at the podium at a time, so they couldn't, so they won't get any type of altercation right here, right? But and for Mr. Mitchell's defense, right, I can understand that, and working in the animal shelter, there's a lot of animals around here in the city, and there's no place to kind of put them, right? And they're all kind of working on another shelter, so it's kind of one of them things to me, just in my opinion, right? So far as is my opinion that you have to try to make some adjustments, either change your route, bring your little 22 pistol or something with you, where you can shoot the little mutts or whatever. I mean just that's probably the only thing I can do, or bring some type of bear mace or something that'll really get them off you or whatnot. But it's kind of hard with the people they do and try to come pick up everybody. I know they have a few calls and delivering possum traps and stuff like that. So, I just kind of speaking on the animal control side.
I'm not going to do that. And we've responded every time he's called. And like I say, we've housed over 200. If you come, we're standing room only at the shelter. And the issues that he's talking about, it goes way beyond what he's doing. And we respond. I have an officer on call 24 hours a day, every day. I even respond in the afternoons. But to pinpoint somebody, and for somebody who works at the city to
hold on.
come
Mr.
to
Mitchell, hold on.
Just a moment.
Mayor,
Go right ahead.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and stick to the answers to the question. We don't want to get into anything else. But if we can just stick to the topic as published, that way we can keep.
Now the council, this is the mayor's job right here, right? This is the mayor's job to preside over the meeting, right? He needs to have some control, some order over this type of situation. Now, I don't know who this lady is that came up here, but obviously she works with the animal control or something, right? And there probably really wasn't no real reason for her to come up there. I don't know. We'll kind of see. I kind of forgot when I watched earlier, but let's see what she say.
Compliance. Okay. And then we won't get into anything else. I don't think that would be appropriate.
We're not trying to, we just want to try to fix the problem.
But it really upsets me.
I got you, Mitch. But Darlene, just for my reference and my cohorts, are we doing everything we possibly can with?
Oh, and one more thing for Mr. Anthony Mitchell's defense, right? The city now, he went to go ahead and work in the forensic, right? He went to work for the police department, the forensics department. So, he was going to make another way. They had a whole bunch of fallout and a whole debacle over there at the animal shelter. So they had to call him back. They had to call him from, where he was to bring him back over to the animal shelter to try to go ahead, and try to, straighten that department out. So they called him back over there. So, he really wanted to go somewhere else, but, he being a good employee, he came back to the department, helped the city out and try to, help them kind of, straighten the area out. So, I can see what Anthony Mitchell's talking about, from his opinion, he like, hey, look, I'm doing over here. Y'all called me over here. If y'all, don't like what I'm doing, y'all should have left me where I was at in the police department.
Teaching or having residents or homeowners, dog owners.
We are enforcing the ordinance, and as he stated, the dog that he was talking about was euthanized, so he did enforce the ordinance. We do write citations, and can y'all stand up? Yeah. These are our animal control.
Yeah, notice that she give him the recognition. That's cool. I understand he give him the recognition, but probably this is not the right time for that, and also because you'll see a little bit later she does it again, and this is another thing with the city, right? You know, some instead of giving just blanket pats on the backs of departments that don't really need it, the animal control shut. There's probably one department that probably needs a little bit of a pat on the back, especially you're seeing Mr. Mitchell's issue right now with not receiving recognition. So it's probably something that the council may want to kind of look at in the future and kind of just understand. Hey, you need to treat these departments right. Don't give certain departments that don't need recognition. And now some people like the animal shelters probably be forgotten about. And hey, they may need some recognition. But Mr. Mitchell does not need to get kind of hostile with the citizen, regardless of how you feel about him. You're still a council, you still have a job, you still have to be professional at all times.
Officers except for one, and we serve the entire city. That's it. They work all day and then they have to work all night. So we do enforce the leash laws. We did try to meet with Mr. Mitchell and he did not respond.
Okay. Is it anything that we possibly can do to help assist you with this type of problem that we're having throughout our city with these dogs being loose?
It's just this is our entire staff. So to serve the entire city, it's quite a task.
Okay. Thank you, Manager.
Okay, Councilman Marks.
Just wanted to ask a question about the not the response time, because I've had an issue with an alligator, and you didn't come out, but you put me in touch with the people to come out and get the alligator. So the response has always been there, and they've responded on time. So, the question I have, though, is Mr. Ivan Mitchell. You said that there's this one house that continually has two dogs that are continuously attacking you, whether you're running or biking. Do we have an address, and has that address been reported to animal control so that the ordinance can be enforced upon the owner of those animals?
Yes, so there is an address. I have reported it. So my statements, and let me rephrase again, I never said, and I said animal control has responded. So for him to say I'm bashing animal control, I haven't said a single negative comment about animal control. I'm talking about the homeowners who are refusing to leash up their dogs. I've never pointed my finger at animal control saying they don't answer my phone calls. I actually said they do. I said they came out for my recent biking incident and they took care of the situation. That was my first statement. So I'm not going to address that further. But yes, to answer your question, yeah, I have submitted that one to them.
Yeah, and that's kind of rude of Mr. Anthony Mitchell, right? Kind of, talking while he's talking, but I don't like how the way that lady kind of shushed him, kind of gave a hand behind, a waving type of hand or whatever she did to kind of hush him. And I guess that's why she came over there to be like to try to shush everybody. I don't know. Let's keep going.
It's that specific house, and I believe that's the dog they did euthanize recently.
Okay, but if I recall correctly, you said there were two dogs that came out of that particular yard.
No, I'm sorry. That was another incident.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that was another incident. Yeah.
Okay. Any other remarks from council? Okay, concerning this, Ms. Moses.
Okay. Ivan, so the home that you're continuing to have the issue with, the second home that you said you have two dogs that continue to come after you is it the same residence that I'm hearing? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, so there's actually multiple residencies around here. But I guess the one...
But earlier he did say that he called on one spot 10 times. I kind of make a note of that earlier in the thing. He did say something about one spot 10 times.
You mentioned that you wrote by just recently in the dogs at the same home. Is there two dogs that were picked up? Let's clarify that.
Okay,
I want to clarify the home continually go by and the same two dogs
Okay.
are chasing you. Is there another route maybe you could take?
There are, and I do take different routes. Like, I'm not sure if you guys ever seen me biking and running, but you'll see me on any and every street around the city. So I do take different routes, but sometimes just through the biking and running, you just end up on the street. So the house you're referring to with the continuous problem, that's actually one dog. It's a brown dog. I've reported about 10 times. That's the one Anthony said they did pick up recently. I guess they euthanized it.
Okay, so that's solved.
So that's been resolved, yes. But there are...
Now, he did say they picked it up last year, so it's kind of... Anthony said he did, he said he picked it up last year and euthanized it last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Multiple other residences around the city, within the city limits. Most of these are south of, I'm going to say the railroad track, from about Houston all the way to...
Houston what? Houston Avenue? Where?
Yeah, Houston Avenue. Oh, no, I'm sorry, further than Houston. MLK, because I went on the west side, too. So basically, MLK all the way to where Proctor Street cut off. Can't remember the name of that street is at. Basically, this whole wide span, as we know, you're riding a bike, you're running, you can cover that easily. So it's not just one specific neighborhood, it's the whole general area. I have issues with dogs being unleashed by the homeowners.
And you're a department head. So what?
So he works at the city.
Maybe a thought, a plan of action that you would. Because you have to have some means of thinking, suggestions.
Yeah. Well, one of my suggestions I wanted to provide today was, like I was saying, proactive versus reactive. I definitely think, like I said, they do respond when I call control.
I just want to know what your...
So one of my recommendations was, just like I said, if we had issues with, let's say, children or somebody causing things, I believe we should have some type of instant action program where we have, because they won't come after vehicles, the animals.
I just asked you.
I'm getting there. I believe that we would have a program where either you're on a golf cart or somehow we have animal control officers walking neighborhoods, because the dogs are out there in the evening, and when the dogs come out.
You staff, right? Stand up. I didn't ask for that, darling.
She calling people to stand up. I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of coming. See, this is like a crap show, a feces show that's going on, a clown show that's going on in City Hall. Well, we just got all type of unorderness going on in the council. Council don't know how to deal with it. Particularly the mayor, because he's supposed to preside over it. He's supposed to have some order when you have multiple people, coming up to speak or whatnot. So yeah, I don't know why they have them all bundled up right there at the podium.
I do staff.
No, I understand everything costs money. So I
want to hear your proactive way of addressing the issue.
That's one way is to do it.
Number one, you said that the animal control should follow you in a golf cart.
No. I didn't say follow me in a golf cart. No.
I'm sorry.
I don't think you said that.
I never said that. No.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is, we can have animal control officers. You have a grid. You have a grid of an area, let's say, and you might focus on a certain neighborhood within this week. So.
Well, he is kind of beating around the bush, going instead of saying having people patrol, right, and having all they have to say is have animal control patrol the city, but he's talking about golf carts and all this other crazy stuff that gets you kind of confused.
That way, as neighbors see you, they'll know that you need to lock up your dogs because animal control, they're being active and looking for these animals that are unleashed.
Okay, number two.
But to follow me, no, I don't expect anybody to follow me. I wouldn't want anybody to follow me.
I understand, but you're just saying patrol the neighborhoods. And then
patrol
number
the
two.
Neighborhoods, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And number two.
Number two is, and I know this is something that we've been looking to do. I know it's being worked on, but I know we definitely, as a city, need a larger animal control shelter. So I do know that's something that's being worked on, but we do need a large animal control shelter. Because one thing I've heard from the officers when they've come out is that they don't have enough space to house some of these animals sometimes, which could lead sometimes maybe some of them getting back out there quicker than maybe you could have held them potentially.
So you do know that the city is making a plan to enlarge the animal shelter and get a new animal shelter built so we can address some of these issues.
Yes, I'm aware of that, and I would like to lend my support for that because I believe we definitely need it. So yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Mayor.
Now this is the craziest crap of all, right? This is your council member, right? This is who you elected, right? Let's listen to what goddamn Cal Jones has to say.
My concern is, city manager, I'm embarrassed, and I'm gonna leave that with you. All the problems we have in this city, we each wasting 30 minutes of taxpayers' time and money and council time with dogs, about some simple dogs internally. So, city manager, I'm embarrassed, and I want you to take it how you want to take it and what you want to do about it. But I'm embarrassed by this.
So this goddamn clown, right? He said that he embarrassed. He's wasting the taxpayers' goddamn money over goddamn listen to a citizen talk about dogs. Now, unfortunately, this is how they treat the employees, right? Employees come with a problem, they don't give a damn about them. But a citizen come up there, be a little bit more to listen. But now Cal Jones talking about he doesn't have a. He embarrassed because he had to listen to something about some dogs, right? Now, when you're wasting the taxpayers' money, there's all these bull crap ass trips that you're going on, Cal. You need to goddamn understand you need to have priorities. Priorities is to stop all these goddamn trips that the mayor going on. But you like that crap. You supporting that type of crap. That's what's wasting the taxpayers' money, not the dogs. Stray animals is an issue for a lot of people out there, right? So they want to go outside and have to walk, enjoy themselves. So now this young man, right, Mr. Ivan Mitchell, he's enjoying the city. He goes out, run, exercise, ride his bike. He's enjoying the area and also the west side. So you can't ask nothing more from a citizen than enjoy the area where you stay. And despite the lack of resources the west side has, this young man is going over there jogging and running through it. So, look, just respect the citizens that come over there, man. Respect the doggone citizens. This crap is crazy. The man coming to council, he about to argue with another goddamn, the citizen, right? Citizen's employee of the city, I'm assuming. And he's about to argue with another goddamn guy. The goddamn council kind of, being insensitive to him in the way they talk to him, just slightly. And you got Cal, crazy ass, talking about that is a waste of goddamn time, man. This is a clown show.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, well, thank you. Excuse me. Go right ahead.
Let me just say, Council, that's the beauty of a democracy, though. Citizens have the opportunity to come in and voice their complaints. At the same time, I will continue to work with the citizens, with the property owners, with the animal control staff to see to it that we bring resolve to the concerns of all citizens of the city of Port Arthur. That's my pledge. Thank you.
Now, you see, this is why none of these dumbass council members is running the city, and you have to have somebody with some sense to run the city, right? Mr. Ron Burton had to pretty much say in a democracy that he's going to listen to everybody, right? This is the crazy ass shit that's going on with the city, right? You got Mayor Bartie and Cal Jones. They want to run the city like this is Death Row Records. These clowns want to run the city like it's Death Row Records. They want to act like a goddamn gangster with this shit, right? And this is stupid. This is a goddamn fool where we have sellout ass black folk, right? Sellout black folk that think it's a waste of time to listen to other black folks in the city that by the people they're elected by complain about the issue. This shit doesn't get any crazier. Only in goddamn Port Arthur, Texas, right? We have some of the dumbest Negroes out here, right? We have a son of a gun like Cal Jones actually said it is a waste of time to listen to complaints about dogs. We have the city manager saying, hey, look, in a democracy, we're going to treat all the citizens right. Pretty much summed it up. This is some crazy clown type of shit, right? Now, let me finish up with this, man. It's just crazy.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, thank you for your indulgence, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we will move to the next.
Okay, right. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Because my opinion right on this situation. The doggone the guy, right? You know, he gonna probably need to kind of change up his route. Unfortunately, it's too many dogs and not enough people to go ahead and try to, run around and catch him. The animal shelter is completely packed with dogs, so it doesn't make any sense just riding around and picking up stray dogs that's not bothering anybody, right? So what they're doing more is like waiting on calls. If they happen to have, emergency calls where the actual dog is biting somebody or attacking somebody, then they're going to go ahead out and deal with that one versus trying to pick up some more dogs and put them in a shelter where they don't have any room. You see what I'm saying? So it's about priorities right now with the lack of space at the animal shelter. So, unfortunately, there's nothing they can do about that right now, and the citizen is going to have to do something to protect his own self. Either get him, keep that baton on him. Whenever he calls down the shelter, go out there and pick him. Have them, come out there. Unfortunately, that's what they're going to have to do. I mean, that's what he's going to have to do whenever they're doing the run. So, I hope that man can, Mr. Ivan Mitchell can find a better resolve, out the issue, find a different route, and hopefully. He'll be a dog free or something. May have to end up going on the track for some reason. I know it's kind of, boring or whatnot, but hey, it's an option. So, and pretty much that's it, everybody. I do appreciate y'all coming over here and listening to us over here at the PA Political Revolution podcast. And remember, man, every share this so we can stay keeping an eye on the on these crooked politicians, right? In my opinion, they crooked. So everybody, share this, let somebody know about the Revolution podcast, and until the next time, take it easy. Peace.